My Facebook friends, the Warriors. How are you, lovely peeps? I'm just here doing another live session. Just thought I'd come in with 10 little things that happy and successful people do daily. Before I get there, I just want to talk briefly about thoughts. I think a lot of you have been posting up things about how difficult you're finding meditation at times. And let me be the first to say that I find that too. You know, let me just close the window because actually, although it's warm, I'm probably better off not having all the noise of outside. Bear with me, warriors. Here we go. That reminds me. Hang on, this is like how to start a video off the wrong way. Right, look, I'm in my bathroom now. Look, there's the bath. I've been running a bath, and I don't want that to overflow. That is actually a cold bath, and I'm going to be putting ice in it in a bit as well. And you might think I'm crazy, which is fine. Let me turn off the sausages now as well. It's all going on. But yeah, I actually, I'll show you, look, I put in these bags of ice here. If you look in there's my freezer. Those bags of ice, and when it's really hot, I like to do ice baths because it makes me happy. And actually there's loads of, although it's fucking cold, won't lie. But there's actually loads of research on the benefits of cold therapy for all kinds of things like staying lean and reducing inflammation, improving mental clarity, reducing histamine, rebalancing your gut bacteria, making you feel happier because of all the endorphins that you get from it. So I can't recommend cold therapy enough. It is for the brave of you, the brave and bold, and trust me, you do get more used to it the more you do it. But you just basically run a cold bath, pour the ice in the bath, lay in there for 5-10 minutes. And honestly, it's the equivalent fat burning to doing about 2 hours of cardio. So if you're like me and you're lazy when it comes to that kind of thing, and rather just lay in a cold bath and get all those positive benefits as well, then try the cold bath. Right, my friends, 10 little things, and I'll go through these pretty quickly. 10 little things happy, successful people do daily. Number 1, they have a vision. They know where they're going and why. Because when you know those things, you tend to find that people, situations and resources come into your favor when you have a vision. When you have no vision as to where it is that you want to go, even if it's just roughly, then energy is not moving for you yet. You are still in that place of non-action. And when you have a vision, suddenly that's the first action, because the vision is, okay, I'm going to pause for long enough now to think about exactly where I want to go. And when that happens, people start turning up out of nowhere to help you make that vision become a reality. That's the first thing. They have vision. They have a daily vision of where it is they're going and why. The second thing they do daily is they remain detached from the outcomes of their actions. They might make a blog post, try and organize a website, do some creative, even go to the gym, whatever the goal may be. They do what it is that they know that they want to do, not just need to do, and then they become detached from the results. They don't get bogged down by exactly how things pan out after they've taken action, because we don't really have control over that. You do what you do. You do your meditations. You do your creative work. You do all these little things that you know are going to have some kind of positive outcome, but you don't become attached to those outcomes. Because the more attached you become to the outcomes, the more of a roller coaster ride life is. So remain detached from the results of your life. And what you'll notice is in that place of freedom, you're in a place of productivity. And if you're in a place of productivity, you're going to keep going. And if you're going to keep going, you're going to be more successful and happy. But that freedom only comes from when you just do what you do and then just let go and leave the rest to the universe. Number 3, gratitude. Happy, successful people are grateful because if you imagine your journey towards what it is that you want is like a marathon. And at various points in a marathon, you're going to need to stop and have water, have hydration. Gratitude is like hydration for your soul. Because when you pause and just spend a moment to be grateful for whatever it is that you have, because there is so much going on around us that is worth paying thanks for if we just pause for a second. What it does is it gives you perspective, because your goals both really, really, really matter to you, that you fulfill those goals and you fulfill your potential, because born in every human in the world are also equally born dreams. The moment a baby is born, they're born with dreams yet to be manifested. At the same time, although your goals matter, matter to the core of who you are, they don't matter at all. And that's the Zen approach. And that's what gratitude can do. Gratitude can give you that perspective that yes, your goals matter, but also we've got to remember that they also don't really matter as well, as much as we sometimes make them out to be. So it's finding that balance, that duality between really, really going after them, but not getting too hooked up on the seriousness of the whole journey itself. Is my wife off now?
Yeah.
Say bye, baby.
Bye, Mama.
Oh, camera's shaky. Have fun. She's off to see her mates, and I'm in my living room, and I've actually got sweat. I've just seen that there is actually sweat pouring off my forehead. My friends, doing this thing that I'm doing right now, like talking to you, helping you, bringing these insights, it makes me so, so, so happy. And I will not deny that today, like in my flat, in this living room, it's about 30 degrees Celsius. So I'm going to do my absolute best. But if at any point I start going, ooh, just comment in and tell me to sort my shit out. Number 3, gratitude. Remain grateful, and not only are you going to be happier for it, but also you're going to be more successful. Number 4, well-being. Happy, successful people put well-being first, and then their work, then their productivity, then the things that they need to do to get to where they want to be. Because without well-being, you're not going to be able to maintain the journey. You need to maintain a level of vitality that enables you to be the most creative, inspired, motivated human being you can be. So that's getting to bed on time, hydration, daily meditation, taking the kind of supplements that you know you need to take, eating really good food, chewing it slowly, never eating too much, not too little, trying to get loads of fruits and veggies in. It's all the kind of basics of well-being that will lead to more energy, vitality, and motivation. And when you've got those ingredients, you will be so much happier, but also so much more successful as well. Because really successful people, you start to notice they do these little things that enable them to turn up over and over and over. And I want you to have that too, because I want you to be the happiest, most successful human being you can be. Because I think also it's remembering that the success side of things is a fulfillment of the soul. Of course it is, but it's also a monetary thing. There's no harm in making your intentions really clear that you want to earn really good money. Because I think often money gets thrown around as this evil thing, like, oh, I'm not doing it for the money. Well, listen. Yeah, you're doing it to help people. Yeah, you're doing it to be creative. Yeah, you're doing it to fulfill soul's needs, because that's the bulk of it. But also get really honest with yourself about detaching from this judgment of what money is. Because I think we kind of judge people with money sometimes, or judge people without money. But really, if you take yourself as an individual human being and say to yourself, look, I'll plunk £1 million into your life if you give that £1,000,000 to a soulful, intrinsically led, happy, creative human being, they're going to make really good use of that money. So money is clearly not the enemy, and make it really clear in your intentions. Going back to the first thing in the vision, that fuck me, is it okay to want to earn as much as you want to earn? You know, shoot to the highest amounts that you can imagine, because what are you going to do with it? You're going to spend it on experiences. You know that possessions are fucking meaningless when it comes to happiness. It's about the experiences that you can create with that money, and about how much you can help other people, and you just give it away, and you can have this big house and invite loads of people and provide and have joy, and just at the end of the day, what I'm going back to is manifest whatever it is that you want, but remember that money is a spiritual thing, just like anything else is. In the right hands, it'll only enhance. That was number 4, well-being. Number 5, grit and perseverance. There are going to be times where you're tested, times where you want to give up, times where you're just like, fuck this, I cannot be bothered, I'm too tired, and it's at those moments I want you to practice the 5-minute rule. At those moments, the 5-minute rule is turn up for just 5 minutes. Like I won't lie to you, I had this tonight. I was thinking, I am really, really warm, and I'm really tired. We've been moving. I'll show you my living room that you can see, because we're just about to move. House, and of course it's stressful, and I've been a bit more tired and occasionally a bit more ratty than normal. And I came into tonight's video and I was thinking, ooh, really? And I had like sweat pouring off my forehead as I was writing down the notes of what the 10 things were. And I thought to myself, 5-minute rule. Walk your talk, mate. Fucking get off your ass and walk your talk. And don't be a douchebag. Because I think we've got to remember that if we want to move people and create the dreams that we want to create, we've got to walk the talk. We've got to be the leaders in our own lives. And the 5-minute rule is turn up for 5 minutes as a minimum. And I guarantee you, just by turning up for 5 minutes, you'll get over the inertia. And as you get over the inertia, you'll notice yourself just kind of picking up energies. You start doing stuff, and then you'll feel so much more satisfied for having done that bit of whatever it was that got you to where you want to go, whether it's that gym session, making that video for your online project, or having that conversation with someone, or doing what it is that you know you've been putting off. Give it the 5-minute rule. And I promise that you'll get over that inertia. And more often than not, at least 8, 9 times out of 10, you're going to notice your energy pick up just by being productive. Because my energy now is feeling great. I'm feeling buzzing. I love this. There's nothing more in the world that I love than helping you guys and interacting with you, and also knowing what kind of day you've had too. So comment below, what kind of day have you had? By the way, if any of you have got any jokes, I love a good joke. So just comment below. I love a good joke. I think of a joke now. I'll save one for another time. I'll stick to the video for now because I want to go through this, but we will talk jokes soon. Number 6, follow your heart. There are going to be people telling you that it's a weird idea. There are going to be barriers in the way. There's going to be a lack of money sometimes and resources to make your dreams come true. But I tell you what, if you just keep following that heart of yours and just slow down and listen to it, you're going to feel happier and you're going to have the success that you want. It's about being authentic, because you've got to let go of the bullshit that people throw at us about how we should be living, and just do what it is that you want to do on a heartfelt level, no matter how weird and strange it may seem. I'll be honest, when I first started doing this stuff online, a lot of people who I know, I got a rugby background, and a lot of the guys that I knew and know were like, mate, what the fuck are you doing? All this stuff. And I just had to follow my heart. I knew myself. I know that I would be the happiest human being I could be if I just did what it is I love to do. And when you do what it is that you love to do, situations, resources, and people just pop out of nowhere to help you make it happen. And that is the law of attraction. If you're loving what it is that you do, you're going to feel happier, but also you're pretty much guaranteed success in some form of another, because you're just burning too brightly to be ignored by the universe. Number 7 is ignore the naysayers, which I think I've kind of basically covered. If people want to moan and comment and complain about what it is that you're up to, fuck them. And I don't mean literally. I just mean, and I don't even mean aggressively. This isn't about being aggressive or weird or anything like that. Sorry, my phone's being weird. This isn't about doing that or being weird or anything like that. This is just about you doing what it is that you know you can do and want to do that makes you happy. And if people aren't on board with that, then maybe it's time to move on from those kinds of relationships. And if you tend to sometimes feel guilty about that, about saying no, about maybe not seeing people so much, then just be mindful of the guilt. Be mindful of those guilty thoughts rather than kind of buying into them. And just by being mindful of them and being aware, you'll get to choose your response. And as you get to choose your response, you go, oh yeah, I don't have to feel guilty right now about moving on from this relationship, because actually I'm aware right now of everything that's going on, and because I'm aware, I'm in that place of choice, and so I'm going to choose to just think of something else. And by being mindfully aware, what's amazing with that, if you ever get feelings of guilt, is that it's you're in the place of power. And mindful awareness comes from daily meditation. Daily meditation every single day. Boom, boom, boom. Number 8, take risks. If you spend a life trying to avoid failure, it's the biggest failure of all. And I know that's a cliche, but here's why. You're going to die one day. And the people who take the least amount of risks in life somehow are basing that upon this idea that they're going to survive forever. That they're going to be around forever and ever and ever. But you see, the thing about risk is it's really where inspiration takes place. And when you take a risk, you feel inspired. And if you feel inspired, you are in spirit. And when you're in spirit, you feel alive. You feel like you're connected to who you really are. And if you know there's that one thing in your life that you're not doing because it's a little bit risky, now listen, you've got to weigh that up, firstly. I'm not telling you to just go jump and do that thing that is a bit risky for you right now and make that huge leap. If you know deep down that genuinely there is just too much risk involved in it. But if it's just basically that you're afraid of what might happen, you've got to go. If it's just mainly in here, you just got to go. But if it's the former and you have weighed everything up in your life and just taken that big leap is just too big a leap, then that's cool. No one's here to say go do stuff if you're just not ready. But most of the time people are just creating more fear inside of here than really the reality of what would happen if you just took action. Because if you just took action, you'd probably find that things will work out just fine. And when you take a risk and you go for things, and maybe things don't go so well, but look, you get to learn at least. And as you learn, you can use those learnings in the next step, and that will take you further. So you're almost guaranteed to have some kind of cool thing happen when you take a risk. And it might not be what you initially expected, but I tell you, there is magic in boldness, my friend. Don't spend a life holding back through what-ifs when you know that you've got this chance of living what we call an inspired life. Because there is so much more going on the other side of that fence when you just decide to do the thing that it is you love to do and want to achieve and want to love and do and be and have. Number 9, present joy. Aristotle, the Greek philosopher, who had a lovely white beard and lived in ancient Greece, once said that the true art of happiness is balancing present joy with future purpose. You want to create this thing because it makes you come alive. And that's what really happy people understand more than anything else. This is what Abraham Maslow, the famous psychologist, called it self-actualization. People who really live on purpose as to where they want to go feel inspired, and that's a wonderful, wonderful thing. But it can go too far. It can spill beyond inspiration into desperation, as we start to assume that creating that dream life is going to be somehow better than where we are now. And of course that's a fallacy, because really it's the journey that provides the happiness and not necessarily the destination. And when you create present joy, no matter how much you want to be successful, you're actually more likely to achieve success eventually anyway. It's a massive paradox. Let me move on to number 10, the final one, and probably the most important one of all. Patience. We've got no idea when what it is that you want will show up. But, and here's a mantra that I really want you to remember, that I use all the time with myself and with clients. And it's, I don't know exactly how I'm going to create what it is that I want. And I don't know exactly when either. But as sure as the sun will rise, and as sure as the sun will set, I know why. And it's because I want to grow. And it's because I have a heart. And if I have a heart, I know that attached to that heart is my dreams. And if I can't at least feel inspired towards those, then I don't want to be a part of this. Because we all have dreams, deeply held dreams. And when we get to realize that we all have those, it becomes about just actualizing those rather than just the result itself. And of course we all want the result, who doesn't? But just by feeling like you're inspired on a journey, that sense of energy it gives you is just, it's hard to describe. And it's worth all of the agonies and ecstasies involved in a journey towards a dream. It really is. My friends, that is all from me tonight. I am sweating cobs, but I've loved every second of this, and I love you guys. I love the interaction going on. I also want to say that sometimes it takes me a wee while to get back to a lot of the comments, and obviously I can't get involved in all the comments now because it's things are getting, busier on the group, which is obviously wonderful. So just bear with me on that one. I will get back to most comments. And yeah, wish us luck. We're moving Friday into my dream home near the surf. I can't believe that's starting to happen for me. It's been a long journey, but it's been worth it. And my dear wife has been doing lots of packing while I've been out at work during the day. So wish us luck. That's happening Friday. I'm sure I'll make a little video blog just from my new garden and down at the beach. My friends, keep believing, keep dreaming, because truly it is a wonderful life if you just go and create it. My friends, love you loads. I will see you very, very soon. Bye-bye for now.